in 1970, I was a young woman dying of an unknown disease. Fortunately, the doctor who was then treating me had the foresight to ask this young doctor who was studying an unknown disease called lupus. I was diagnosed and transferred to Wellesley Hospital in Toronto under Dr.Murray B Urowitz, and so our relationship began. I spent many years in and out of hospital, and in the 70s decided that we needed an organization to work with lupus people. Dr. Urowitz agreed, but he was surprised if there would be enough people to be interested. We had a meeting and 400 arrived. After that was in 1978, the Lupus Ontario was born. We went forward with that and earned the respect of people and doctors all over. We then thought there were now many more patients and we needed more doctors to help treat this population. So I partnered with the ACT, and the Lupus Association started the Jeff Carr Fellowship in partnership with ACT. We brought in young doctors from all over the world and trained them so that they could treat their lupus population properly. We went forward again and we grew. We then, speaking with Dr. Urowitz, he said, I can't handle all the information. We need a data bank. That was the era of computers. So we raised almost $1 million to create the Lupus Research Data Bank program. This became immensely successful and was renowned world over. By that time, we had moved to Toronto Western Hospital with an enlarged clinic and treatment for patients. Now, as we go forward again, after a 50-year relationship, we are looking for a professorship in lupus so that we can continue our training for lupus doctors and lupus patients. And doctors, God willing, Dr. Tuma, Dr. Cilios, and many others will take Dr. Urowitz's dream forward with mine so that we can create a better future for our lupus community.
Hi there. I'm Judy Kane, one of the past presidents of Lupus Ontario. Having had lupus most of my life, I am very grateful to Dr. Urowitz for his experience and dedication working to improve the outcomes for patients and families living with lupus or some form of mixed connective tissue disease. I am sure you are aware that in 1970 he started the first lupus clinic at the Wellesley Hospital, and in 1987 pioneered the Lupus Patient Data Bank and eventually moved to establish the world-renowned Lupus Clinic at the Toronto Western Hospital. Dr. Urowitz has been recognized as a major contributor to lupus research and has been invited to speak about his research internationally. What I personally am most grateful for is his dedication to education. Not only the patient, but also the many fellows and students that have benefited from his expertise over these many years. When I was in the role of president for Lupus Ontario, Dr. Urowitz never said no. When asked to address a meeting, a symposium, a gala fundraiser, a desperate patient, or just a difficult question, I always felt he had my back. And we at Lupus Ontario attempted to bring awareness to lupus to everyone we could. He proofed educational material we produced, posters and handouts, and was the biggest draw at an annual general meeting. You knew you had the best speaker ever, as he spoke directly and honestly to the patients and families and audiences and answered multitude of questions. Always gracious, he continues to give us hope. When I was doing a little research on this, I also saw that he is still accepting new patients. There is always hope. Thank you.
Dr. Urowitz, I traveled 8,000 kilometers and left my family behind in Greece to come train under you, and I never regretted that. I'm proud to consider myself a member of the Toronto Lupus Clinic and honored to have worked with you, cared for patients with you, and published with you. I'm forever grateful for having you as my teacher and mentor, not only in medicine, but in life at large. So hats off to the man who shaped the field of lupus for the last 50 years, and he continues to do so. All the best for the future, and thank you for everything.
Dr. Urowitz, you have played an important role in my lupus journey. After 2 years of going from doctor to doctor and a multitude of tests, I was sent to the Lupus Clinic, was later diagnosed with lupus in 1987. During a time of uncertainty and fear, you calmed my nerves and provided me with the guidance, support, and positive energy I needed to embark on living with a chronic illness. Knowing nothing about the disease, you directed me to a support group which was hosted by Lupus Ontario, where I'm now a board member and helping others living with lupus. Dr. Urowitz, you have been there to provide medical and care and advice during each flare and has managed my care, which has now led to my remission. I was fortunate to have you as my doctor, and it's through your efforts of being at the forefront of medical research that I can look forward to one day live life without lupus. Thank you for being the caring and compassionate doctor who has taken the most wonderful care of me. I'm going to miss you and your smile. Enjoy retirement.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna Botso. I was honored to ask to say a few words about Dr. Murray Urowitz. I've known Murray for close to 30 years now, being a patient at Toronto Western, even though he wasn't my primary rheumatologist, as that was Dr. Gladman's spot. He was always caring, asking me how I was when he would see me in the hall, and sharing a warm embrace and smile. Always made my visits so much more special. We worked closely together throughout the years at Toronto Western on many fundraising events. This is where I saw his true passion for lupus and his patients really shine through. He has played a pivotal role in the advancement of this disease, not only here in Canada, but around the world, through his research and his findings. 50 years is quite the legacy to leave behind, but his passion, warmth, and knowledge will carry through for many more years to come. Thank you, Murray, for all you have done for your patients and for lupus. Thank you from me, from the bottom of my heart. I wish you well.
Hi, Dr. Urowitz. It's Paulette McDonald here. I am so pleased that I have a moment to be able to thank you for the care you've given me over the years. It's been a long time. It's been 18 years. And as sad as I am to see you go, I am so pleased that you have now found the time to spend perhaps with your family and other endeavors in life. And on that note, I just want to say that some of the simplest things were the things that make such a world of difference to someone suffering from SLE. And just the fact that you take so much time to listen to me, to my concerns, listen to that big long list of questions I would have each quarter that I take out of my floral portfolio. Just that alone, listening and the compassion that you would offer really validated who I was as a person, and that, I'm not a disease, I'm a person. And the words of encouragement that you often provided me, I shared those with Wayne, my husband, and of course, Ryan, my son, who was only 10 when I started seeing you at that time. And now he's 28. And we all gain strength from that. And I have to say, even in the worst of times, when I'd head back to Sudbury, I just felt well. I felt engaged and happy. And I want to thank you for that, because that made the world of difference to me. Compassion does heal. And I thank you for that. Wayne and I wish you a wonderful and happy retirement and many blessings in the years to come. Thank you, Dr. Urowitz. Take care.
Hi everyone, I'm Frances Godkin. My first introduction to Dr. Urowitz was over 50 years ago, when my sister Honey Agar and then my mother became his patients. He finally diagnosed Honey with lupus in 1970. In 1978, the first meeting of a lupus patients and others was held, and the rest is history. My mother had died earlier, and I had much more time to devote to helping Honey and Dr. Urowitz to found the OLA. Honey became the first president, and I became the second in 1983. By that time, Dr. Urowitz was already mentoring and teaching many interns about lupus, but we needed a teaching tool for nurses, caregivers, and others. I was able to secure the funds to make a film about lupus, and it was sent to all hospitals and nursing schools in Ontario to spread the word. Dr. Urowitz helped us to do lupus conferences and recruit good speakers, including himself. It was wonderful to watch him work his magic, explaining over and over again to all who hear him about the disease. Over the last 50 and more years, he has made much progress with his research and teaching. I know it's time to retire, but it will be a loss for us all. But the chair in lupus with his name on it will be a great beacon of inspiration for us to move forward. Good luck, and thank you, Murray.
Thank you.